Oh, can you cut it out? Excuse me? Can you cut it out? Hey guys, it's Victoria. And if you are interested in learning how to better understand native English speakers when they are speaking quickly and naturally and as they do when they're not trying to necessarily sound clear, then you are gonna love today's video. To all my subscribers out there, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Victoria and this channel is all about American English. So if you're interested in articulation, pronunciation, stress, linking, intonation, all of the topics that comprise our accent, then please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and YouTube will let you know when I post new videos. So today's video is about how to understand native English speakers when they are just chatting freely. And very, very often I hear from my clients that in a professional work setting, they are actually able to understand everything quite well. But then if they go out to dinner with one of their colleagues, or if they're watching a movie in American English, that's when they realize that they're not actually understanding everything very easily, or they find that they're missing or skipping individual words. And this makes sense because we know that English is what is called a stress-timed language. That means that to achieve the natural rhythm of English, we are constantly making certain words bigger, and we're making the less important words smaller or reduced. And the more casual the environment, the more we're able to reduce and link, and the more we're literally changing the sounds in a lot of our words. So this really makes sense why if you're in a professional meeting and people are perhaps a little bit more aware of how they're speaking, it will be easier to understand than if you're out with a bunch of native English speaking friends of yours and they are really relaxed and talking really freely, and then that might be when some of the difficulties arise. So today's video is going to be the third video in a series that I've called Atlas Analysis. And ATLAS stands for American Transcription, Linking, and Stress. All really, really important variables to consider when we are trying to understand and sound like native English speakers. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing is reading for you a bunch of different phrases. And I'm going to be reading them syllable by syllable by syllable. However, it will reflect how we actually produce these phrases in running natural speech, not how the words would be produced word by word in a kind of hyper-correct manner. So the topic for today is phrasal verbs, everyone's favorite topic. And I'm going to be going through 15 of these words, of these phrases with you guys. So for example, if you think of what I said at the very beginning of this video, if you guys didn't catch it, I was saying, can you cut it out? And that sounds extremely different than the individual words that make up this phrase, which would be, can you cut it out? Can you cut it out and can you cut it out sound extremely different because of the sounds that I'm producing, the pacing and the rhythm that I'm using, the linking, the intonation, all of those things. So let's get started here, you guys. Number one, tell me what I'm saying when I say, she'll, fi, ga, ri, rau, ri, na, bit. She'll, fi, ga, ra, rau, ri, na, bit. So now let's put the strongest stress on bit. She'll figure it out in a bit. Can you catch that? There's a lot of flaps in there. She'll figure it out in a bit, as in, she will figure that out in a little while. She'll figure it out in a bit. So number two, we have a shorter one here. Ge, ro, va, rit. Ge, ro, va, rit. Now let's put our strongest syllable on the second, O. Get over it. Get over it. Don't be upset. Just get over it. It's not a big deal. Number 3, we have va, le, rum, down. Va, le, rum, down. Now let's put the strongest syllable on the last, down, and we have va, let 'em down. Va, let 'em down. Notice that I'm saying Val as in Valerie, let him down. Val let him down. But in this one, there's L to L linking happening, so we don't have to say that L twice. And then of course I'm putting in a flap on let him becoming let him. Val let him down. Our next one, number 4, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Now, in addition to stressing please, which I'm obviously doing, let's stress the final syllable, which would be head. So it would sound like, please go ahead. Please go ahead. So I'm saying, you may go in front of me. Please go ahead. Or you may talk now. Please go ahead. Notice the linking on this one is real specific, right? Because go ends in a w sound, we're actually taking that W sound and we're linking it with the next syllable. That's why we're saying go ahead. Our next one, we have number 5, na hang out. Na hang out. Now let's put our strongest syllable on the final, out, and we have wanna hang out. Wanna hang out. So I'm asking a question, right? Wanna hang out? If I raise my pitch there, it's easier to understand. Wanna hang out, as in, would you like to hang out? Wanna hang out. So of course, want to becoming wanna is a classic, very commonly done throughout North American speech. Our next one, we have you should back up your claim. You should back up your claim. Now let's put the strongest syllable on the final, claim. You should back up your claim. You should back up your claim. So I think the real trick in this one is the reduction on your. So it's really common when we're speaking freely to not say your. We can reduce it to a really short your claim. You should back up your claim. Our next one, we have number 7. I'll dress up tonight. I'll dress up tonight. Now let's put the strongest syllable on up. I'll dress up tonight. I'll dress up tonight. It's a special event. I'll dress up tonight. And for this one, notice that for I will or I'll, that's really commonly going to reduce to all, a really short vowel before that dark L. I'll dress up tonight. Our next one, we have number 8. Who did you run into? Who did you run into? Now let's put our strongest syllable on in. Who did you run into? And now let's use a bit of pitch. Who did you run into? Who did you run into? I saw you chatting with someone in that store. Who did you run into? For this one, notice that I'm doing something called palatalization. So did you is becoming did you. So I'm not making the end of did at my alveolar ridge. I'm putting it back on my palate, which is the same place where I'm going to make the beginning of the word you. So instead of did you, it's really common, although not mandatory, to say did you, did you. Our next one, number 9, turn the heat on. Turn the heat on. Now let's make the strongest syllable on he. Turn the heat on. Turn the heat on. It's kind of cold in here. Can you please turn the heat on? So the real trick with this one, I think, is just the flap on heat linking to on. Turn the heat on. Our next one we have number 10. We were out together. We were out together. Now let's put the strongest syllable on out. We work out together. We work out together. How do you know Amanda? Oh, she's my gym buddy. We work out together. Notice the schwa, together, together. Much more commonly used in running speech than together, which would sound possibly hyper articulate. Our next one we have number 11. Heel, thing, ki, rover. Heel, thing, ki, rover. Now let's put our strongest syllable on O, and we get he'll think it over. He'll think it over. What is Bobby gonna do? I'm not sure. He'll think it over and get back to you. So notice how we're reducing he will to a really, really short he'll. He'll think it over. And notice that, I haven't mentioned this, but in phrasal verbs, the second part of the phrasal verb, so the preposition, is usually getting the stress. So for example, in this one, the phrasal verb is think over. He'll think it over. That's why over is the strongest. So for our next one here, we have land, drop in later. Let's try that again. Land, drop in later. Now let's put the strongest syllable on in. Again, part of our phrasal verb. So we would get will Landy drop in later. Will Landy drop in later? So in this one, a few things going on. We have the dark L of will actually becoming a light L, will landy. And then of course we're doing pretty regular linking, drop in later, will landy drop in later. So you'll notice that the word ends in a final consonant and the following word begins with a vowel like drop in. It's really common to take that consonant and bop it to the beginning of the following word. So that's why you don't hear people saying, will Andy drop in? We hear drop in. Our next one, we have number 13. They'll set up a time. They'll set up a time. Now let's put the strongest syllable on the final word, time, and we get they'll set up a time. They'll set up a time. Hey, when's that meeting taking place? I'm not sure. They'll set up a time and they'll get back to us. Next one we have number 14. I got a hand in my report. I got a hand in my report. Now let's put the strongest syllable, a little bit on in and a little bit on port. We're gonna get, I got a hand in my report. I gotta hand in my report. So I have to becomes I gotta, and then of course, hand in my report. I gotta hand in my report before it's overdue. And the last one, number 15, we have don't give up on your idea. Don't give up on your idea. Now let's put the strongest syllable on E, second to last syllable. So then we'd get, don't give up on your idea. Don't give up on your idea. Listen, I know it's going to take a lot of hard work, but don't give up on your idea. I think it has a lot of potential. So that's it for today's video, you guys. I really hope that you found this helpful. If so, please share it with your friends. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye.